Today on TimesCast. French strikers protest government changes to pension plans. Off-the-cuff campaign moments captured on video.
I don't know that all of you are Latino. Some of you look a little more Asian to me.
And a new restaurant tries to revitalize downtown Detroit. Nearly 500,000 protesters took to the streets Tuesday, opposing government plans to raise the minimum retirement age. The legislation is a controversial cornerstone for the administration of President Nicolas Sarkozy.
French President Nicolas Sarkozy is trying to push through a reform that would raise the minimum retirement age from age 60 to 62 and raise the age to retire with a full pension from 65 to 67. So this is the fifth protest like this in a month. We've seen millions of people come into the streets. Strikers have included public sector workers, teachers, postal workers, public transport, air traffic controllers, even high school students have come out to march against these reforms. This country has literally been paralyzed. Trains have been canceled, flights have been delayed and canceled, and even refinery workers now are adding to the headaches by blocking supplies of fuel across the country.
Tout le personnel réquisitionné gréviste voudra prendre son poste. Il est de notre devoir de les en empêcher.
For the last 4 or 5 days, people have been lining up at gas stations trying to make sure they have enough gas in their cars. And even this morning, we saw huge lines of people who are getting increasingly frustrated.
On m'a piqué ma place! Non, c'est pas grave. Je les soutiens pas du tout. Je trouve que c'est une poignée de personnes qui prennent en otage tous les Français.
Et si on n'a pas d'essence, on ne peut pas travailler.
Je dis que le civisme est lamentable.
President Sarkozy has vowed not to back down as he views these reforms as essential. And he hopes that the Senate will pass the bill by the end of this week so that it can go into law by the end of the month. Protesters have vowed to continue protesting regardless. This is Nicola Clark for the New York Times in Paris.
It's political mania time with 2 weeks left before Election Day, and there's plenty of head-scratching, did he really say that kind of moments. Here's an example. Sharon Engel, speaking before a classroom of Latino students in Nevada, she makes a kind of odd observation.
I don't know that all of you are Latino. Some of you look a little more Asian to me. I don't know that.
Let's listen to another clip, this one from Kentucky in the debate for the U.S. Senate there.
And I think Rand Paul has two questions to answer here tonight. You know, the president of Baylor University, before he went to college there, banned a group. He banned them because they, quote unquote, were making fun of Christianity and Christ. Why did he freely join a group known for mocking or making fun of people of faith? And secondly, when is it ever a good idea to tie up a woman and ask her to kneel before a false idol, your God that you call Aqua Buddha? Those are two fundamental questions I hope we get answered here tonight.
You know, Jack, you know how do we tell when you're lying? It's when your lips are moving, okay?
Mr. Paul walked off the stage after that Kentucky debate without shaking the hand of his opponent, an indication of how angry he was. These incidents suggest how intense the campaign has gotten in the last several days. Expect more of the same as we approach Election Day.
And a first look at Wednesday's dining section with Milena Ryzik in Detroit.
I'm outside of Slow's Barbecue, one of the most popular restaurants in Detroit. One of its owners, Phil Cooley, is a former fashion model who's become an advocate for revitalized and hip Detroit. The restaurant's pulled pork and mac and cheese are drawing folks not just from the city, but from the suburbs.
They're actually come back down here, not just for Tiger games or the opera or rock and roll show, but they're coming back down here just to have dinner, which has been great.
Customers say the hours-long waits are worth it.
I think if you put more places like this into Detroit that have good business, a unique spin on things, you'll draw more people.
In honor of the restaurant's 5th anniversary, Cooley and his family hosted a party in the city park across the street, right in front of the long-abandoned train station that's been a symbol of the city's decline. Their goal was to raise money to restore the space where they hope to open a skate park.
I hope that we can continue to be a positive part of the community and encourage a slow, sustainable development of Detroit.
Thanks in part to the hipster appeal of Phil Cooley, Slows has become an emblem of success in a city where that can sometimes be hard to find.
Join us again tomorrow for TimesCast.